You ever wonder what makes a classic position, well, a classic? Or how just shifting your angle a little bit can totally change the entire experience? Well, in this explainer, we're going to go way beyond just a list. We're going to uncover the mechanics and, the emotions behind them, exploring how they can really deepen intimacy and connection.
So we're going to look at the mechanics, the benefits, and just the sheer variety that's out there. It's not just about the how, it's about understanding the why behind each one. All right, let's dive in. Every great skill starts with the fundamentals, and intimacy is no different. We're going to kick things off with the foundational positions. These are the ones that really form the building blocks for everything else.
First up, missionary. It's often the very first position a lot of people learn, and honestly for good reason. Its real power is in that face-to-face orientation. It allows for kissing, for eye contact. It creates this sense of a shared experience that makes it a true staple for building intimacy.
As you can see, this setup is pretty straightforward. The partner on top has a lot of control over the rhythm and depth, and a really key tip here is for them to support their weight on their hands or elbows. That prevents putting too much pressure on their partner and, allows for much more fluid movement.
Okay, next we shift the perspective entirely with doggy style. This is a rear entry position, and it naturally allows for much deeper penetration. For a lot of women, this angle is absolutely ideal for G-spot stimulation because of the way it aligns everything with the anterior vaginal wall.
So here, the receiving partner is on their hands and knees. Now, this posture can feel a little more primal, maybe less emotionally intimate than missionary, but it opens up a whole new world of physical possibilities. And this idea, of changing posture to shift the experience, that leads us perfectly into our next section, positions that are all about shifting control. Now let's flip the script. We're moving on to positions where the whole dynamic of control shifts, empowering one partner to take the lead and really steer the pace and the depth of the entire experience.
The cowgirl position literally puts the receiving partner on top, giving them full command. This is so empowering because they get to control the pace, the depth, and the angle to maximize their own pleasure, all while still keeping that intimate face-to-face connection.
The mechanics are simple but super effective. With the penetrating partner lying back, they become this stable base. And this allows the partner on top to move their hips any way they like, up and down, in circles, rocking back and forth to find that perfect rhythm.
Now, just by turning around, we get the reverse cowgirl. The control for the top partner stays exactly the same, but the visual and the physical experience, totally different. It shifts the focus away from eye contact and more towards the physical movement and the view.
And this slide just breaks it down perfectly. On one side, you've got cowgirl. It's all about direct eye contact, that intimacy. On the other side, you've got reverse cowgirl, and the focus shifts to the physical rhythm. It's one small change in direction, but two very, very different experiences.
Okay, let's shift our focus again. We've talked about the foundational positions, and we've talked about the ones that are centered on control. So next, let's explore positions where the main goal isn't really intensity or stimulation, but pure, unadulterated closeness.
This whole section is dedicated to positions designed to really enhance that emotional bond between partners, where feeling connected is just as important as the physical act itself. Spooning is the ultimate comfort position. It is perfect for those lazy mornings or late nights when you just want to feel close without a whole lot of effort. Lying side by side, it feels like a full-body hug, allowing for this gentle, rhythmic penetration and a really deep sense of security.
All right, taking intimacy to a more spiritual level, we have Yab Yum, or the lotus position. This seated face-to-face embrace is central to tantric practices. It's designed to merge two people's energy, focusing on breathing, on eye contact, and this deep meditative connection that goes way beyond the purely physical.
This quote it really gets to the heart of Yab Yum. Shallow, but very close and personal. It tells you right away that the goal here isn't physical intensity. It's about feeling your partner's breath, their heartbeat, their presence, all in a deeply intimate embrace. The closeness is the point.
And finally, let's get a little creative. We're going to look at some positions that offer some pretty creative angles and unique types of stimulation, just by playing with body alignment and orientation.
Froggy style is a perfect example of how a small tweak can make a huge difference. It starts out just like missionary, but the receiving partner brings their knees up and out, creating this wide V shape with their legs. This tiny change in hip position completely alters the angle of penetration, and it can create more direct clitoral contact and just a totally different internal feeling.
Now for something geometrically different, the T-square, also known as scissors.
Here, partners lie perpendicularly, literally creating a T-shape. Now, this alignment makes deep penetration really difficult, but that's the whole point. It's fantastic for shallow, grinding movements that provide incredible clitoral stimulation and a really novel, intimate experience.
Taking things off the bed entirely, we have the stand-up. This is definitely a more athletic position, no doubt about it. It requires strength and balance, but it can feel incredibly passionate and spontaneous, turning any room with a sturdy wall into a potential playground.
The execution here hinges on a strong base. As the steps show, the penetrating partner really needs to provide solid support. Using a wall is highly recommended, especially when you're first trying it out. This lets both partners focus on the powerful close-up intimacy of the position instead of worrying about balance.
So what's the big takeaway from all this? It's that exploring different positions isn't just for novelty's sake. It's really about discovering what works for you and your partner. Whether your goal is deep connection, a specific sensation, a shift in control, or, hey, just trying something new. So as we wrap up, I want you to think about this. Sex isn't a performance with some set script. It's an exploration. Which of these positions sparked your curiosity? The real takeaway isn't just knowing the names, but being inspired to communicate, to experiment, and to discover what truly connects you and your partner.